Whether it's Christianity, Islam, Buddhism, or even atheism, when we are born, we are all indoctrinated into our parents' religion. It's around your mid to late teen years that you start to question if your faith is the truth. Most people begin this journey of religious introspection, or RI for short, when they are faced with a difficult question from a classmate, friend, or in some cases, a sibling. The person that believes in a God will fall into a state of atheism when they start their RI. They may ask the question, where is this God that I follow? While the atheist will fall into a state of theist, and they may ask the question, is this all there is? When we find ourselves starting our RI, we typically research our already known understanding of the physical or spiritual. This search may have people change beliefs or obtain a stronger foundation on what they already have, but for some, it may obsess them. Once someone responds to the question, what do you believe in? With, nothing, I'm still searching, then that starts a chain reaction of living for the search. Agnosticism becomes their identity. The agnostic claims that they are trying to find who or what the real God is, but the agnostic doesn't realize that they have already found their God. They worship the search by living this life of searching. Socrates encouraged his followers to embrace the fact that human knowledge is limited, but to use that understanding as a foundation for moral inquiry and virtuous action, rather than worshiping the search. Worshipping the search long enough will lead you into a state of intellectual paralysis. This occurs when someone becomes so focused on exploring questions and examining possibilities that they cannot make decisions or take action. This kind of paralysis can arise when the search for answers becomes so absorbing that it leads to an inability to commit to a particular worldview or course of action. In philosophy, this is often seen in extreme skepticism or relativism, where someone doubts everything to such an extent that no belief or stance seems reliable enough to hold on to. This can lead to a state of constant uncertainty, where even simple decisions feel overwhelming because the person is unsure of the truth of anything. Now, let's backtrack. You're in middle school when a friend asks you a tough question about your belief that you can't answer. You throw a similar question back at him, but he can't answer it either. Both of you go home and ask your parents, but they don't have the answers either. So you both stay quiet about your beliefs for a while, unsure of what to think. Years later, you end up sharing a dorm with that same friend in college, and every day, he talks about this theology professor who knows so much about every religion. He says the professor has helped him make huge strides in his faith. Meanwhile, you're still struggling with that same question you've had for years. You dive into books, watch videos, ask around, and even talk to the professor a few times, but you still don't know. It's exhausting, so you just decide to wait for the answer to come to you instead. Time passes, and you meet up with your friend again. He's now part of a church community, helping others in their faith, and surrounded by people who seem genuinely happy. Meanwhile, you're still unsure. Looking at him, you realize that he has a strong foundation, while you have nothing besides a couple of maybes. This story only covers the physical world. The point of religion is to find out what promise is in store for us after this life. A lot of the main religions believe in heaven and hell, while others believe in reincarnation. Pondering and trying to find out the truth is always good, but bad at the same time. If one of these beliefs are true, then the agnostic is subjected to hell, or a really bad reincarnation. Even if these religions are false, you can still look at the two men that took different paths. The man that followed a lie still had plenty of people at his deathbed because he was able to find a community, while the other man had only a few. I encourage you to search for the truth about everything. You just have to be careful to not slip into this lifestyle of search. A man that says he adventures out in the hopes of finding a home is in reality lost. The agnostic is lost because they are not brave enough to settle on one plot of land and build a foundation because of the background thought that there might be a better one over that hill.